So we're happy to announce here during the show a new solution on Data Miner. We call it Data Miner Media Ops. It's an award-winning solution. We just have been awarded with a prestigious award from IBM. So the solution has been introduced during the show, and basically what we try to do with Data Miner Media Ops is really rationalizing the entire media supply chain. And that includes basically creating a cheaper, faster and better operation across the board, going from scheduling to live operations as well as all file-based operations. That ties also into the satellite, because any media network typically also has a satellite connectivity component to it. So satellite is really embedded deeply into the solution as well, including any and all SCPC, uplink, downlink or connection management, but also transponder capacity management. So what is Data Miner Media Ops? It's basically covering the core functions that you would find in any media operations supply chain, ranging from inventory management, management of resources, management of transponders and capacity, management of beam footprints, management of signal types, etc. That's all included in components that we have to manage the inventory. Once the inventory is in place, media companies and media service providers can then start to plan activities, plan productions, plan contribution lines, and so forth. And as part of that planning, we have the powerful Data Miner resource management component coming in to create a fully deterministic planning environment. That means if an operator, an MCO operator or a production team plans something to happen, Data Miner will make sure that all the resources, bandwidth and capacity are going to be available to actually run that event. And that includes, of course, also satellite transponder slot capacity, but also all the equipment required to run an operation, but also all the people required to be on site as well. So all the planning and reservation is a very powerful capability to run an operation. The green area contains all the typical functions to run the live operation. Deployment includes deployment of workloads in the cloud, but also deployment of, for instance, applications on premises. So that's all automated as part of that schedule, that workflow. Configuration, connection management is very important. We can connect any signal to any signal, meaning we can set up L-band connections and L-band crosspoints, of course, for up and down links, but equally well, we can set up SIMTI ST2110 type of connections as well. That's all done at the core of Data Miner in a seamless and easy to use manner. Controlling all the equipment, controlling all the uplink, the RF, the media functions is of course part of it as well. And with control comes the monitoring aspect. An intelligent monitoring solution, because Data Miner will only monitor what is actually scheduled to be on the network at any given moment in time. A very important component is also managing the end user quality. As an example, if we would deploy services to be distributed over a VSAT network, we would manage and monitor the VSAT user experience as well. That includes monitoring the RF and all these other KPIs, of course, but also bit rates, jitter, throughput, and whatever you have. So quality of experience and quality of service monitoring is part of that supply chain as a whole. And last but not least, as the industry becomes more and more under cost pressure to, let's say, create a faster and a cheaper operation, we make sure that whatever services that are running on the network that should not be there, we remove them. We would remove connectivity, we would automatically free up bandwidth on the transponder as an example, or remove capacity from the cloud. That is not required anymore, and at the end of the day we would basically do all the tracking of costing and billing. So with Data Miner, at the end of the day, for every connection made, you would have all the details of what your cost is, what you can bill to your customer, and what your margin is of the operation. That's basically what Media Ops is covering. How does it look? This is, for instance, a scheduling application. The application is built in low-code applications. That means it can be very much tuned to the specific user. A user using, let's say, a booking platform wants to have a very nice layout of a schedule view and be able to add a new reservation in as less as possible clicks, if I can say like that. So this is very tailored for somebody scheduling things. Somebody running live operations would probably prefer something more like this. If a connection, for instance an SVPC connection, needs to be set up on the fly, selecting a source, a destination, and a third click, which is a connect, would set up an entire, let's say, SVPC connection, or even provision a vSAT terminal to run a specific service on a quality of service group. So that's basically Data Miner Media Ops. Very proud to announce that here on the show.